Knightfall, the breaking of the bat. Gotham City had been plagued by a relentless wave of crime and chaos, with some of its most notorious villains running rampant. Batman knew that he had to confront this escalating threat head-on. The Dark Knight first faced Killer Croc, who had been terrorizing the city's sewers and waterways. In a brutal showdown, Batman managed to bring the monstrous villain to justice, and Croc was returned to Arkham Asylum. Next on the list was the Joker, who had been orchestrating elaborate and deadly schemes. Batman's confrontation with the Clown Prince of Crime ended with the Joker's inevitable return to Arkham, leaving a trail of chaos in his wake. The Riddler's intricate puzzles and riddles had put the city's intelligence to the test. Batman's intellect outmatched the enigmatic criminal, and Riddler was once again placed in Arkham. Deacon Blackfire's cult-like influence had been growing, but Batman's unwavering commitment to justice thwarted his sinister plans, sending him back to the asylum. Firefly's fiery reign of destruction was extinguished by Batman's determined efforts, and he too was incarcerated in Arkham. Morgan Ducard, the prodigal son of the League of Shadows, faced the Dark Knight's relentless pursuit. After a dramatic confrontation, he was finally apprehended and returned to the asylum. With the majority of the city's most dangerous criminals back behind bars, Batman turned his attention to the Penguin. The shrewd mastermind was involved in the criminal underworld's power struggles, but Batman's strategic brilliance enabled him to capture Penguin, who was sent back to Blackgate Prison. With most of Gotham's villains either captured or imprisoned, Batman believed that he had brought a momentary peace to the city. However, a new threat loomed on the horizon. Bane, the formidable and ruthless adversary, arrived in Gotham with a plan to break the bat. In a brutal confrontation with Bane, Batman was overpowered and suffered a devastating injury. His back was broken, leaving him in a critical condition, and the city without its dark protector. As the shadows fell over Gotham, it became clear that Batman's greatest challenge was not the villains he had defeated, but the darkness that threatened to consume him from within. The city was left to ponder the fate of its beloved hero, as Gotham's darkest hour had truly begun.
Oh, this is why I hope we get a TV soon.
As the city of Gotham plunged into its darkest hour, with Batman incapacitated due to a broken back, a new and formidable force emerged to take up the mantle of the Bat. Jean-Paul Valley, also known as Azrael, had been entrusted with the responsibility of becoming the new Batman, guarding the city from the shadows. Azrael's method of crime fighting was relentless and unyielding, with a ruthlessness that had never been seen in a Gotham hero before. His armored suit and fiery determination made him a formidable presence in the city, particularly in his mission to confront the threat of Bane. In a dramatic showdown, Azrael took on Bane, using his newfound skills and technology. The battle was fierce and brutal, and Azrael ultimately managed to subdue the mighty villain. However, it soon became evident that Azrael's methods were more extreme and less compassionate than the original Batman's. His ruthless approach raised concerns, as he seemed willing to go to any length to maintain law and order, regardless of the moral cost. Bruce Wayne, who had been working to recover and heal his broken body, realized that the city needed the original Batman more than ever. He returned to the role, confronting Azrael and the dangerous path he was on. In a tense confrontation, Bruce Wayne managed to defeat Azrael, reclaiming the mantle of Batman, and restoring his commitment to the principles of justice and compassion. Bane, now defeated and sent to Arkham Asylum, was left to contemplate the city's unyielding commitment to justice, as Bruce Wayne, the true Batman, resumed his mission to protect Gotham from the shadows. As the chapter concluded, Azrael disappeared, leaving behind questions and concerns about his fate and the potential for his return. Gotham remained a city teetering on the edge, where the balance between darkness and light would continue to be tested, one battle at a time.
Hey! My God.
she missed the mask, but she at least wrapped around it, so I was nice and dropped her. And then she grabbed it. She tried to grab it, but she completely missed it.
Title: The Adventures of Superman, 1939. In the bustling city of Metropolis, the year was 1939, and a new hero had emerged, dazzling the citizens with incredible feats of strength and a striking red cape. It was none other than Superman, the Man of Steel, who had come to be known as the symbol of hope and justice. Superman's arrival marked a turning point for Metropolis, and he was hailed as a guardian of truth and protector of the innocent. From rescuing civilians in distress to thwarting daring bank heists, Superman's adventures were boundless, and the city soon became accustomed to the sight of the mighty hero soaring through the skies. One day, while patrolling the city, Superman found himself drawn to the dark alleys and towering structures of neighboring Gotham City. As he touched down in the darkened streets, he encountered Batman, the city's enigmatic guardian. The meeting between the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight was marked by mutual respect and a shared commitment to justice. Over coffee in a secluded corner of Gotham, the two heroes recounted the first time they had crossed paths. Batman had been investigating a criminal who was trafficking kryptonite, a substance that posed a grave danger to Superman. The two heroes had teamed up to thwart the criminal's plans and had formed a connection that transcended the boundaries of their respective cities. As they reminisced about that fateful meeting, Superman and Batman understood the importance of their alliance in safeguarding both Metropolis and Gotham. They knew that their combined efforts would be the key to maintaining justice and hope in two of the most challenging and turbulent cities in America. The adventures of Superman continued, with the Man of Steel soaring through the skies, righting wrongs, and serving as a symbol of inspiration. The citizens of Metropolis and Gotham could rest easy, knowing that their protectors were ever vigilant and united in their quest for justice. Title: Shadows of the Past, 1939, Gotham City, 1939. The city had grown darker, and its criminals more relentless. The ominous presence of Two-Face, Firefly, the Penguin, the Joker, and Harley Quinn had cast a shadow over the city's streets, leaving the citizens in constant fear. In the midst of this turmoil, Batman, the Dark Knight, had taken on a new partner, Dick Grayson, a young acrobat who had tragically lost his family to a criminal act. The young man, now known as Robin, had been taken under Batman's wing and trained to fight for justice. Together, Batman and Robin faced a series of challenges. Two-Face's twisted coin flips had caused mayhem throughout the city, while Firefly's fiery escapades threatened to consume everything in his path. The Penguin, with his criminal brilliance, orchestrated elaborate heists, while the Joker and Harley Quinn continued to wreak havoc in their own madcap fashion. The Dark Knight and the Boy Wonder were tested at every turn, their teamwork and unwavering commitment to justice allowing them to tackle each threat, one villain at a time. As they confronted Gotham's most dangerous criminals, Batman and Robin grew closer, not just as allies, but as a surrogate family. Batman saw in Robin the chance to provide guidance and support, while Robin found a sense of purpose and a mentor who had a profound impact on his life. The darkness of Gotham was unyielding, and the battle for its soul was more complex than ever. As Batman and Robin continued their relentless crusade against crime, they knew that they stood as a beacon of hope in a city that had become a symbol of both light and darkness. Arkham Asylum, the infamous psychiatric hospital for the criminally insane in the heart of Gotham City, had a long and storied history. Its creation was a response to the growing need for a facility to house and treat the city's most deranged and dangerous criminals. The asylum's origins can be traced back to the late 19th century, when Amadeus Arkham, a prominent psychiatrist, founded it. Driven by a personal tragedy, as his own mother had descended into madness and committed heinous acts, Arkham was determined to provide a facility that would offer humane and effective treatment for the mentally ill. Amadeus Arkham's vision was to create a place that focused on rehabilitation and care for those suffering from mental illnesses, in stark contrast to the grim and inhumane conditions of existing institutions. With his own funds and the support of philanthropic organizations, Arkham established the asylum on the outskirts of Gotham City. The facility was designed with the latest innovations in mental health treatment, offering a more compassionate and holistic approach to patients. Over the years, Arkham Asylum expanded to include a high-security wing for the criminally insane, as the need to separate dangerous criminals from those requiring treatment became apparent. The institution became a place where psychiatrists and doctors attempted to rehabilitate patients while providing them with the psychiatric care they desperately needed. However, Gotham's history is marred by a long line of administrators who struggled to maintain the asylum's noble mission. Many succumbed to the same darkness that afflicted their patients, and Arkham Asylum eventually earned its notorious reputation as a revolving door for the city's most notorious criminals. Despite its tumultuous history, Arkham Asylum remained a crucial part of Gotham's response to the ongoing battle against crime and madness. Its dark halls held the city's most sinister secrets, as well as its faint glimmers of hope for the mentally ill, and those attempting to bring light to the darkest corners of Gotham.
Since you're in shed, so you can't see that shit. Mo!
Title, Legacy of Shadows, 1939. In 1939, the darkened streets of Gotham City were still reeling from the presence of Two-Face, Firefly, the Penguin, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. However, a new threat emerged, one with roots that reached deep into Gotham's sinister past. Alessandro Cagliostro, a notorious and enigmatic figure, had risen to prominence as a powerful crime lord. His criminal empire had infiltrated the city's underworld, and his influence seemed unstoppable. Cagliostro's ruthless methods and connections to the criminal elite made him a formidable adversary. In the midst of the chaos, Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo, had set their sights on Cagliostro. However, this time, it was Robin who felt a personal connection to the case. As he delved deeper into the investigation, he discovered that Cagliostro was linked to a dark secret from his family's past. With Batman's guidance, Robin's determination to bring Cagliostro to justice intensified. Together, they faced the crime lord and his web of corruption in a series of intense confrontations, each one leading them closer to the heart of the darkness. As the story unfolded, the dynamic partnership of Batman and Robin was put to the ultimate test. The city's fate hung in the balance as the heroes battled the shadows of the past and the relentless pursuit of a criminal who seemed unstoppable. Cagliostro's reign of terror would be the greatest challenge that Gotham's guardians had ever faced. Together, Batman and Robin were determined to bring justice to a city that had become a battleground of light and darkness.
I told you it's a good idea to have the TV on, didn't I?
Title, Alessandro in Arkham, 1939. The relentless pursuit of justice had finally caught up with the formidable crime lord Alessandro Cagliostro. In the year 1939, his reign of terror had come to an end, as Batman and Robin, with unwavering determination, brought him to justice. Cagliostro's sinister empire crumbled, and he was committed to Arkham Asylum, a place that housed Gotham's most deranged and dangerous individuals. The imposing walls of Arkham Asylum seemed to close in on Cagliostro as he entered the foreboding facility. His arrival sent ripples of unease through the other inmates, as they recognized a new, dark presence among them. Cagliostro's stay in Arkham was marked by an unsettling calm. He appeared outwardly composed and collected, a stark contrast to the madness that surrounded him. His enigmatic demeanor seemed to intrigue the other inmates and staff, drawing them deeper into the abyss of his criminal mind. Inside the asylum, Cagliostro found himself in a complex dance of manipulation and deceit. He used his considerable intellect and charm to navigate the institution's inner workings, and soon he began to exert a subtle influence over both the inmates and some of the staff. As Cagliostro's time in Arkham unfolded, the asylum itself seemed to take on an eerie and sinister atmosphere. The legacy of madness and darkness that permeated its history appeared to find a new, unsettling focal point in the enigmatic crime lord. Cagliostro's presence in Arkham raised questions about the nature of madness, the depths of villainy, and the fine line that separated those who fought for justice from those who embraced chaos. As the years passed, the legacy of Alessandro Cagliostro's time in Arkham would linger, casting an ever-darkening shadow over the asylum's history, and adding another chapter to the ongoing battle between light and darkness in the city of Gotham.
So we have a lot of Littlest Pet Shop in there today, but among the Littlest Pet Shop, we also have some Tokidoki figures. We've got Sanrio, of course. I got some more of these Smooshy Mooshy Sweet Scoops because I want that little frog. We've got some Tito's, Minecraft, and also for a little bit of spooky fall Halloween flair, we've got some of these teddy bears. I have so many Littlest Pet Shop that I don't want it to be such a long segment.
Title: Shadows of the Mind, 1939. In the 1930s, Gotham City had witnessed a series of dramatic confrontations as Batman and Robin had managed to capture Two-Face, Firefly, the Penguin, the Joker, and Harley Quinn, sending them back to the ominous Arkham Asylum, a place where darkness thrived. As the infamous villains found themselves behind the asylum's forbidding walls, a new chapter of their lives began. Each had their own demons to face, but it was Harley Quinn's past that remained a mystery to many. The story turned back to the early years of Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a promising psychiatrist in Gotham City. Her fascination with the criminal mind had led her to the halls of Arkham Asylum, where she hoped to understand the root causes of madness and violence. Her first patient was the Joker, a madman whose charm and chaos held an irresistible allure. Dr. Quinzel's sessions with the Joker delved into the depths of his madness, unraveling his twisted and unpredictable mind. As she strived to unlock his secrets, she found herself becoming enamored with the clown prince of crime. Slowly but surely, Dr. Quinzel's fascination morphed into obsession, and she shed her professional facade to become Harley Quinn, a partner in the Joker's chaotic escapades. The transformation marked the birth of one of Gotham's most unpredictable and complex villains. Harley Quinn's backstory was a complex tapestry of obsession, madness, and her descent into darkness. Her history, intertwined with the Joker's, shed light on the disturbing and enigmatic nature of their relationship. As the story unfolded, it was clear that the asylum was not just a place for criminals, but a complex web of personalities and histories. The echoes of madness and chaos resonated through its dimly lit corridors, as the city's heroes faced the never-ending battle against the darkness that thrived in the 1930s Gotham City.
She kind of has flowers or snowflakes on her, but the snowballs also have like little cool.
Title: Dual Echoes, 1939. In the labyrinthine halls of Arkham Asylum, the year was 1939, and the enigmatic pasts of Gotham's most notorious figures continued to unfold. This time, the focus shifted to Harvey Dent, once a promising and upright district attorney who would become Two-Face. In a dimly lit corner of Arkham, Dent found himself sharing the haunting tale of his transformation with Dr. Harleen Quinzel, the psychiatrist who would one day become Harley Quinn. As Dent recounted the fateful case that led to his disfigurement and descent into madness, Dr. Quinzel listened intently, her fascination with the criminal mind intensifying with each word. The tragic tale of Dent's obsession with seeking justice against the mob and the horrifying acid attack that had scarred him was a twisted ballet of chance and destiny. Dent's journey into the abyss was one of shattered morality, an exploration of the duality that lurked in every human soul. Dr. Quinzel's burgeoning obsession with the complexities of Two-Face's psyche only deepened as she heard his chilling account. At the conclusion of their conversation, a transformation occurred within the asylum itself. Dr. Quinzel, now firmly under the sway of the Joker, was relocated from her solitary cell to an adjacent one, right next to Harvey Dent's. The two shared a wall of chilling echoes, and in the shadows of their confines, a twisted connection was forged. The story ended with the prospect of conversations between two of Gotham's most infamous figures, conversations that would shape their futures and solidify their places in the city's history. As the asylum's corridors whispered with the legacy of madness and chaos, the residents of Arkham Asylum continued their dance of shadows, each figure contributing to the ever-darkening tapestry of Gotham City in the 1930s.
He feels extra pale yellow, like compared to the Minecraft he is like so pale.
Title: Flames of Redemption, 1939. In the darkened corridors of Arkham Asylum, the intertwined destinies of its infamous residents continued to unfold in the year 1939. This time, the focus was on Garfield Linz, once known as Firefly, and his chance encounter with Dr. Harleen Quinzel before she became Harley Quinn. In a rare moment of reflection, Linz allowed himself to be vulnerable as he spoke with Dr. Quinzel. The question that had plagued her for years, why he did what he did, remained at the forefront of their conversation. As Linz revealed the tragic events that had led him to embrace a life of fire and destruction, Dr. Quinzel began to grasp the darkness that had consumed him. Linz's obsession with flames, sparked by a traumatic incident from his past, had driven him to embrace a life of crime, using fire as his weapon of choice. Dr. Quinzel listened with a mixture of fascination and sympathy, her own descent into madness mirrored in the eyes of her fellow inmates. As their conversation unfolded, a sense of understanding and connection emerged between Linz and Dr. Quinzel, as they both grappled with the traumas and obsessions that had led them to their current state of madness. In the present day, Arkham Asylum's echoing halls were filled with the ominous presence of Harley Quinn, Two-Face, and Firefly, each in their separate cells. But a newfound bond, forged in the crucible of shared experiences and madness, had brought them together. In the final scene, the three villains, whose paths had intersected in a series of twisted conversations, found themselves in adjacent cells, a shared wall of darkness connecting them. The legacy of their interactions would continue to shape the tapestry of Gotham's never-ending battle between light and darkness, offering a glimpse into the complexities of their deranged psyches. The story ended with the possibility of further conversations, further exploration of the darkness that united these inmates, as Arkham Asylum continued to serve as the crucible of Gotham's most profound and chaotic destinies.